We'll be coming back on shortly. Waiting for someone to come in. Say hello if you're there. Good morning, good evening, people. This is the start of the Beach Ball live stream channel. I'm happy for anybody that's out there that's listening. I hope my friend is out there listening. So today we're going to discuss Denali. He has this sense of entitlement, does he not? Whereby he thinks that he should be have a vaccination immediately, if not sooner, ahead of the Thai people. Why not? Screw the Thai people. He's the important beach ball. All he does is care about himself. Instead of having the brains to send the kids in with his wife, he had to go in there and present this big, furry, big mouth ass and cause problems for himself. And then come on YouTube and cry and scream about it. I suggest people that you send copies of that video to Thai immigration for the way he's bad-mouthing the government during a time of crisis. Man is just a piece of crap. That's all he is. He cares nothing about anybody or anything except himself. So I'm going to just ramble on here. You know, apparently he was in for just a flu shot. And of course his main worry was, I'm not paying anything. I'm just not paying anything. I want it free. I want it all free. I want everything free. I want everything free. And I want it before the Thai people. Doesn't matter about Thai people dying alone without anybody there to even take care of them. As long as my fat ass is protected and I can beg for a living, I'm a happy man. What a piece of crap. He's just unbelievably so self-centered. He's a very self-centered creepo. If anybody'd like to come on, I can post a link and we can talk. If you have StreamYard set up, you can just click on the link I post and you can come on and chat. Either pro beach ball or anti beach ball. Let's go on to my friend's prior video regarding the handling of his kitty cat that he punched. Nice way to treat an animal there, Balin. Hit a cat. You've been hitting lots of things in your lifetime. Never a sober man. Always been a drunkard and a bar. Somebody you're sure you can take, even though you are trained, you will admit that you are trained in boxing. After a lifetime of abuse, no wonder you got trained to protect yourself. But you're such a piece of shit. That's all I can say. I mean, what else is there to say? I'm hoping our viewership increases a little bit. I'm not doing a very good job of starting this channel. I've never been a YouTuber. I've never wanted the so-called money you make from YouTube. I guess if you got lots of subs. I've never wanted the notoriety. I just want to warn people about this psychotic piece of shit in Bangkok. He's a sick prick. Very sick. He just never knows when to stop. Oh, well, I see we got two watching now. Nice to see. Welcome to the broadcast. I think it's going a little bit better, except for the noise in the background. That's my Rottweiler playing with a ball, in case anybody's wondering. Hello there, sir. Hello there. Hey, dozer. So, this has to be the SM Chronicles. I don't remember what the name of your channel is offhand. But, you know who you are. Hello, Shorty. How you doing there, my friend? Nice to see you back. How's the audio? A little better? Good to hear, Shorty. Good to hear. So what do you think? Did you happen to see the Beach Ball Chronicles? I'm not sure of the name of the channel, but I'm sure you're subscribed to it. It's a friend of mine that does parody videos of Beach Ball. Did you see his last video where Beach Ball is complaining about his little stint at the hospital where he didn't get impromptu service, where he got pissed off, in his words, because he didn't get the vaccination before the Thai people. You never seen it, Shorty. You never seen the Beach Ball Chronicles. That's not the channel. I'm sorry, you know what, I'm gonna pull it up here now, and I'm gonna take a look at it. And we will, I'll give you the proper name of his channel. Just bear with me for a second. I'll give you the proper name there, sorry, so you know the name. Well, the name of the channel is Loudmouth Balin. Loudmouth Balin. He's had to change his channel name quite a few times because Beach Ball keeps on striking the guy. Beach Ball doesn't like being told the truth about himself. So, Mr. Loudmouth Balin, are you out there? I hope you are. You just did a live stream. Yeah, it is funny, Shorty. It is funny. If you can open two windows, open another window and check out his very high quality videos. He's a young man, no doubt, and he's good at what he does. A hell of a lot better than I am, by any means. Anyway, I'll give you the gist of it. Beach Ball goes in with the two boys. Now, the boys are both Thai American. They have dual citizenships. And we're not talking about the boys. I love the boys, even though they're stuck to that father. But the simple thing is that he went in there. His youngest son wasn't registered with the hospital, so they went to register him. And what does Beach Ball do? He says they have dual citizenships. So the Thai people, the Thai nurse at the hospital says, well, he's not pure Thai then, he's not Thai. And in his ranting way of doing things, he says, he's Thai. I am American. I fathered him. I am a man. And I demand that you give us our vaccination now. And no waiting. And don't you dare charge me any of my e-banking money. Don't you dare. So they put him through some more bullshit, probably an hour or two of hassle, which isn't that much of a hassle, considering there's a person in Thailand that just died alone at home from the virus. That wasn't even admitted to a hospital or given any sort of treatment. They just laid there like an animal and died. But no, Alan deserves the best. He wants this treatment, he wants it now, and if not, he's gonna kick the living shit out of you, man. Because he's a tough, short, fat little guy. So him and I are live streaming same time. That gets pretty good. Anyway, Shorty, just gonna ask you a question. Take a break for a second. How's the quality of the live stream? I Agreed, Shorty. He's lucky that they're willing to vaccinate foreigners at all. But I take it from the video that Loudmouth Malin made that he was just getting a flu shot. I don't think it was a vaccination for a foreigner or a vaccination for the virus. Now they should kick him out. In my opinion, if they did check him, and they finally, when they were going to give him a vaccination for the flu, I believe, they checked his blood pressure and his BP was high. So they said, "Oh, sir, your blood pressure is high." And he said, "Well, no wonder my blood pressure's high. You're driving me crazy. You're not giving me what I want. You're not doing what I tell you." Piece of shit. So anyway, the boys got vaccinated. I believe he did too. He got his way. He didn't have to spend any money. He bullied the poor Thai people around again. I have a lot of background on him, Shorty. You say the stream is okay? Well, I'm very pleased. If a numb-brain, numbskulled character like me can figure out how to do a live stream, I'm happy. It's the only way to get a voice out there is you have to start talking. And I gotta thank you, Shorty, for being there again for me. You know, it's nice to connect up with you. And if you will notice on another video from Loudmouth Malin, he's abusing his cat. He picks up the cat. First he gets the cat worked up. Then he picks up the cat, and the cat scratches or nibbles at him or whatever. I will tell you the history between me and Melvin. I originally started watching him years back and donated money to him because he started out doing live streams sitting in a corner in this bedroom where you can't see his bed and his dirty socks and his dirty sheets, sitting on an upturned bucket and crying about how poor he was and how much he needed to, you know, get some money to take care of his family. He was born illegitimately in Florida. His mother had him young, and she remarried a cardiologist who took him in but never could stand him. And of course, Malin could never listen to any friggin' thing the man tried to tell him. The man used to bring him out in his big fishing boat out in the Florida Keys, you know, tried to get him interested in fishing and education, tried to make a life for him, but he wouldn't listen. But anyway, about our history. I started funneling him some money, you know, 500 baht, 300 baht, 1,000 baht a few times. And then I started giving him American dollars. He tugged at my heartstrings, and like a fool back then, I had a big heart. And I didn't realize about e-beggars. I never even heard the term e-beggar in my life. So he took advantage, and I bought the chair that he now sits on while he live streams. If you ever look at one of his live streams, which you can always pop in for a second, take a look, you won't be able to stand it for long. And then I became his moderator on his channel. And he started talking to me on the lineup. And that's when I learned the real person, who he was. The disdain he held for his viewership, for even the people who are donating to him. He just is a hateful little prick. My brother had a neighbor that's much like Malin. The guy used to protect his property like it was gold. You know, he didn't want you to park in front of his house. Mind you, it wasn't an apartment like Malin lives in, it was a house. And no matter what my brother did, even though my brother Gordy was a good guy, they could never get along. And they became roaring enemies too. Does that give you kind of an idea? He sent me messages asking me to post links to his PayPal when I was a moderator to try to suck money out of people that were on in his chat. My thing is, I will never monetize any channel I have. And if I was ever going to ask or accept chats, I would say, if you have that much money to waste, give it to a good charity. There's lots of people in the United States that are hurting. There's lots of people in Canada that are hurting. There's lots of people in Asia that are hurting. Why give it to me? Or why give it to anybody? You know, I look at these people that are giving e-beggars money all the time, and it just irritates the hell out of me. No doubt, I'm not sure, but I think the Bethany Foundation is still operating. It's an orphanage up in Chiang Mai. I gave them $50 a month for about 2 years back some time ago when they were really having troubles. Why did I do that? Because there was a group of about 20 kids that were having trouble, and the pastor was actually a father. He was a Roman Catholic priest. I think he was, anyway. And they needed money, or they were gonna get kicked off the property. And these kids would ultimately end up being trafficked into the sex trafficking trade. Boys and girls. The typical thing seems to happen to the youngsters that don't have a family in Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. So I know that I can say that I've probably given close to $1,000 to the Bethany Foundation to help them out. Nevertheless, if there was 10% funneled off to somebody, I don't care. As long as 80% of it got through to the kids, good enough for me. And now, in the United States, you have so many homeless people, especially in LA. There's a charity begins at home. First, help your family who's struggling. Then help strangers that need help in your area. Do it the right way. Don't give money to a fat, lazy bum that's just sitting there doing nothing and live streaming. Do you believe that, Shorty, that it's very common in Southeast Asia? That there's a lot of human trafficking? From what I've looked into, yes, it is. It is a terrible thing, and there's a lot of it. You take these young 12-year-old girls, 13-year-old girls, 14-year-old girls, I don't know, and they end up trafficked. To me, that's unfathomable. I cannot see it as a man that's is a real man, and to do that is just, in any proper country, that person deserves a death sentence. Anybody that would traffic or use children sexually deserves a bullet, as far as I'm concerned. Yes, Shorty, among the poor people. And there's a lot more poor people right now than there was before. They haven't had work for a long time. The families that had some savings don't have it anymore. So, what do they do? I don't know. If you have any questions about me and Mel, and post it in the comments. Your comments are showing up there perfectly. I can't believe how well the StreamYards works. You're a smart man, Shorty. If you're interested, you could do this yourself. I'm disappointed that Loudmouth Malin hasn't chirped in yet. Good old Shorty, he always shows up. How's the beef business going, Shorty? How's the cattle business? Just lighting a cigarette here. Yes, it is. It's appalling. They're all towards sins of the flesh. Well, they're not raised in a faith like we are in the Americas and in the thing. They don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe in the Ten Commandments. They don't know. They haven't even heard them. Well, I'm disappointed too, Shorty, but it's my fault. I'll have to, next stream I do, maybe tomorrow night, I'll schedule it. And then my partner might notice. You would like to know if him and I will ever reconcile? Not a chance. Not a chance of us ever reconciling. Beef is a little up? Good. Good. I wrench. It always goes up a little bit this time of year. How many head of cattle do you have, Shorty? Yes, and as far as I know, because my dad was they raised cattle too, and before you bring them to sell at the for to be butchered, they have to go on a grain diet for a while, don't they? It kind of takes the wild taste out of the meat from the grass. But anyway, Shorty, as long as Melon is on YouTube and begging for money, if you've ever followed him, you can see he's got a little more money now. He's a little more cocky because his kids are not in school. So his mother is giving him more money. He owns no land in the United States. He has nothing there. Nothing. His mother just feels guilty in her heart for bringing him into the world, and she sends him cash every year. Every month she sends him I believe it's between $500 and $800 dollars. Well, if you have roughly 50 cattle, you're not small potatoes, you're a gentleman farmer, I would call you. I have a gentleman in my area that raises beef cattle. And in the fall, I'll buy a half a beef off him. We go splits on it with a friend. And get it all butchered and cut and wrapped. And then I'm good. I don't have to go to the grocery store and buy my beef. I have 2 freezers full of beef and moose meat mixed in as well, because I'm no longer in good shape to go trucking around in the woods to kill a moose, but my sons go out and shoot a moose or 2 every year, and they bring me 300 or 400 pounds of moose meat, moose steaks, moose burger, moose sausage, which is good meat. Being Canadian and raised the way I was raised, I like the wild taste in my meat. I just don't care for bear meat. Grizzly bear tastes better than black bear, but grizzly bears are not in my area too much. Shorty, I wish, it's nice that we have the internet, and the world has gotten smaller. But you sound like the type of guy I could relate to if I could meet you. You sound like a good dude. No, I'm not being kind. You sound like a gentleman. And by your comments, I take it you, whether you're religious or not, you follow the teachings or try to follow the teachings of Jesus and God and how we should treat each other. I don't know whether it's Matthew or John in the Bible that Jesus walked by a beggar. I can't really see it well, but Jesus walked by a beggar, somebody like Malin. And the guy was pretending to be blind and he wasn't. So Jesus' answer was, he struck him with blindness. Not forever, but for a period of time. So a man would get an idea of what it's like to be truly blind and truly helpless. But anyway, I'm not on here to preach. I'm still hoping that Loudmouth Malin pops on, but I don't see him yet. You've never tried moose or bear. Moose is very good. Moose is very close to beef. A lot less fat content in the meat. They say the natives could actually starve on moose meat for fat content. You know, it tastes like beef for the most part, but they needed to involve in their diet bear meat because bear meat is very fatty, and they needed the fat content in their diets to survive. That's one thing I'm having a hard time getting used to. I don't know how these live streamers get used to the lag. But I think it's because they have 25 or 30 or 40 or 50 people on talking, and, you know, they'll just answer a comment when they see it. We probably have about a 20-second lag between something you type and before I see it. But as for have you done a search yet for Loudmouth Malin's channel? You've got to. It's really well done. The guy is talented. He takes piss on Malin all the time. But a true professional at this wouldn't have these pauses in between. They keep talking, study. I don't know how they do it, but I'm going to keep going for at least another 10 minutes or so to see if Mr. Loudmouth Malin pops in. Hopefully he does. There's the video previous to the hospital video that he put up. Regarding the treatment of his cat. Can you picture a man actually hitting a cat in the head with his fist? And then grabbed the cat in his two hands and said, "Oh, you gotta straighten up, buddy." Yes, I'd like to see him pop on here too, Shorty. Yes, if he's set up with he doesn't need a big computer setup. He can just use his phone. And I can post the link to the live stream, and he could pop on and use an avatar or use his webcam, and we could have a full conversation. You hear everybody talking. But yes, Shorty, I'm never going to stop speaking out. Yes, your comments, yeah, the lag is very apparent. Just popped up about 5 seconds ago. So figure out for when you send it. And there's your lag. But I'm going to stay on Melon's ass till the day I die. Mind you, I don't live for going after him. But somebody's got to have a voice against this prick. Somebody's got to get up and speak. Yeah, your comment just come up. I haven't done the search yet, but I will. Yeah, please do. Please do. If I had your email, I'd send you a link, but I don't have your email, and I don't suggest you put it on here. Well, you have a cell phone, eh? Well, then, you could download StreamYards on your Google Play or your Apple iStore, whichever type of phone you have, and you could actually come on and talk, like we could talk. Two men just talk to each other, if you like. Your choice, sir. He is a douchebag, Shorty. It's not just me. I'm probably his biggest hater, or one of his biggest haters. But if you look at his channel, he gets more thumbs down than he gets thumbs up. People just can't stand him. But you gotta give him credit, he has a stick-to-itiveness, he stays on. Because if he makes a couple $100 a month from YouTube, that's his income. Now his wife, Bo, a nice Thai lady, gave him 2 children. She works in the tourism industry, but not necessarily tourism, as in hotel rooms. And they have a small savings, or a decent savings, but it's all her money. And I'll say right now what the future is going to bring. Within a year, maybe 2, the missus is going to give him the boot. She must be tired of that hairy, sweaty, stinky man climbing on top of her. And forcing her to have intercourse with him. And eventually she's going to say, well, the money's mine. She's from southern Thailand. She has land. So she's going to build herself a home on her family's property, and live with her family. Why would she stay stuck to this useless pariah who doesn't contribute anything? But yet he's got money to go out almost daily when Bangkok isn't on lockdown to go stuff his face in restaurants. He was doing that back when I was a moderator. Used to aggravate me, used to anger me so much. Is that the boys would go across the street, and boy, I can't remember the name, kosamu or whatever the meal was called. It was just a broth with noodles and a little bit of meat in it. Lady across the street in Happy Land was selling. And meanwhile, Valen was eating it. You hunt, we cook. Thick pork chops, steak, lasagna, nothing but the best for the beach ball. I fed my children. I have 3 kids. The oldest was born in 1981. She's turning 41 this August. I just got your comment. You're not alone in your voice against this man. Oh my gosh, many people do. I really haven't seen other channels other than Loudmouth Malin who are speaking out against him. But he's turned off everybody. He turned off Twitchy. You know, a lot of people hate Twitchy, but if you understand Twitchy, I got to know Twitchy after I went to his channel after I left Malin's channel as a moderator, and Twitchy put me on as a mod. And I got to know Twitchy. I understand now why he is the way he is. But in many ways, Twitchy's got a good heart. In many ways, he doesn't. But at least he's honest. Okay, Shorty, thank you so much for joining me. I'm enjoyed your company. I'm going to sit on here and babble for another 5 minutes and I'll be shutting down. But I enjoyed you popping on. You take care, my friend. May God bless you and your family and your livestock. Take care. So, folks, my friend Shorty has to answer a phone call. And Mr. Loudmouth Malin has not appeared here. So, I'll keep going for a few more minutes and then I'm going to shut down. Attention all. The next broadcast will be for Mr. Loudmouth Malin's channel. Will be tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Toronto time. I think that's Eastern Standard Time, if I remember correctly. And I hope to see you there, my friend. I love your videos. So, Beach Ball is live streaming right now. I can't wait to see what crap he's talking about now. And I'm sure my friend is recording it and he's going to be posting something new. So anybody who listens to this, please subscribe to the Loudmouth Malin channel. And if you are a person who doesn't like Malin, then please subscribe to this one. post a comment, whatever. I'm going to leave the stream up so people can watch it after. I guess the only way to build a viewership is to just stick with it and hope that people will notice. Can't expect much if you're not posting your streams early, which I'm going to try to do tomorrow. To schedule a live stream. Not quite sure how to do it here on StreamYards, but I'll figure it out. What name would you like me to call you? You know, Shorty, I do not hide my name. My true name is Dennis. And if you figure out the acronym of DXN, you can figure out my last name as well. Just by adding balls. There's no hiding here on this channel. I'm not afraid of any retribution from Beach Bowl or anybody else. Anybody wants to come for me, I'm here. I'm ready. But I think most people agree with me, except for a few of his plebes. A 5-minute lag, Lord Thunderin'. And you're in Florida. That's hard to believe. Unless I can figure out how to correct that. I guess that's just the way this runs. 5-minute lag, unbelievable. Have you got good internet, Shorty, at your place? Have you got good strong Wi-Fi, or are you just running off your phone's signal? A little bit of the family news to share with you, Shorty. My daughter turns 41 years old on the last 10 days of August. My first son turns 36 in March, and my second son turns 34 in February. They've all done well. They all have good lives. They're all financially secure. They're all happy. Hello, puppy dogger. Yes, I don't hate your dog. I don't hate doggies or kitty cats. No, I don't. Did you eat good? You need a new rawhide, eh? I'll get you a new rawhide when Daddy's done broadcasting. I got a whole bag of them in the. I got a whole bag in the cupboard there, buddy. Yes, you're a good puppy dogger. Oh, yes, you are. This is how you treat an animal. You don't beat them. You treat them with love. For any new videos I post on my own channel, or this one, I've made an introduction before every video now. Something like the Columbia, I believe it was, Corporation, you know, where they had the lion roaring at the beginning of a live stream, of a movie, shall I say. Well, my new intro is my dog growling at me, like playing with his toy, and he's a little bit pissed off, so he growled at me, and I filmed it. Quite a nice dog, you know, 150, 160 pound Rottweiler. Beautiful animals, these are. Great dog for your business, Shorty, for, cattle farming and stuff like that. The original breed was used for a draw dog and a work dog, and on farms 1,000 years ago, or whenever. But I know Beach Ball is going to see this eventually, and I'm not stopping. I'm never stopping. Not until you stop. Stop mistreating your kids. Stop mistreating your wife. Stop being a piece of crap. I know about your perversions, Mr. Mallon. You told me what they were. Those I cannot speak about. I sure hope you're not abusing any young ladies or lady boys. I sure hope you stop that. Because nothing is too low for you. You just keep it on and keep it on and keep it on. You never stop. Now you double their viewership. If you're out there, type a message in the comments. Let me know who's out here, please. Maybe I'll keep going for a bit. It's an old habit, eh? Clicking the Zippo lighter. So for those that came in late, let's reiterate what I said earlier. Please subscribe to Loudmouth Mallon channel. It's not my channel. It's another person who cannot stand the beach ball. He makes quality videos. At least I consider them to be quality videos. And check out his stuff, because it's well worth it. He, apparently Mallon went to the hospital for a flu shot for himself and his two boys. And his boys, if you leave comments about his children, you will all be blocked. You'll be timed out first, then you'll be blocked. Those kids are innocent, and they will not be attacked on this channel or any other channel. But him, he's wide open. He's been a scumbag, always will be a scumbag. So anyway, back to the story. Like Harold Balder would say, it's a progressive story. The beach ball went to get vaccinations, flu vaccinations at a hospital in Bangkok. Once again, in his typical fashion, he lost his temper at the floor tie nurses and administration because they said, your sons are not Thai. And he flipped out and said, yes, they're Thai. Yes, they're Thai. They're Thai American. They're American Thais. They're Thai American. They're American Thai. Which is fine they are. And the boys did get vaccinated. And then they decided to vaccinate the fat, bloodthirsty, hairy, sweaty, smelly pig of a man. One who I would never let sit in my vehicle. I have leather seats in my vehicle. And to have a sweaty, stinky person like that sit in my vehicle would be just too much for me. But anyway, they checked his blood pressure, his BP was high. So they said, "Oh, Mr. Malland, your blood pressure is up." And he said, "Well, of course it's up. You're driving me effing crazy. You're not doing what I tell you. Anybody who doesn't do what I tell them is in trouble." So they eventually gave him his vaccination. But his whole thing, and it never changes with him, I'm not paying for it. I want it free. There's people in Thailand, as we speak, at this minute, that are dying of the virus, we will say. I know we can't use the word on the air. And there's people that actually died at home, alone, with no help. And of course, Malin has never paid a cent in income tax or any sort of tax in the USA in the last 25 years. Nor has he paid Thai taxes. Although, and this is something that Twitchy brings up, and is true, he is performing work in the monarchy of Thailand, in the kingdom. He's making a vlog, he's doing live streams, he's accepting money, he's performing work. He should be paying the Thai government taxes on those wages and have a work permit for the work he is doing. Because God knows he certainly couldn't get off his fat ass and go out and teach English and do something that would help the country. I mean, the man can write books, but he certainly cannot go and teach English. Could that be, perhaps, a record of some sort that he has? That he has to stay away from children in Thailand? I've often wondered that. I certainly wouldn't let him near my grandchildren. I'd love him to run into one of my two sons. They would take a piss out of him and fast. So would I, for that matter. His boxing skills alone. One good kick in the hip will dislodge one of his faulty and failing hips, and he'd just tumble over. Well, we've got a few people on, but not many. So, just a short recap. Please subscribe to Loud Mouth Malin channel. Check out his videos. And we will be back on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Toronto, Ontario time. I believe that's Eastern Standard Time. We'll have to open another window on the computer and check. I think that's Eastern Standard Time. So what has he done this week that Mr. Loudmouth Malin has reported? He pounded his fist on his little cat, abusing it. He goes into the hospital and abuses the Thai people because they won't just jump up and serve him like the master and king he thinks he is. So that's a kind of an update. You can listen to this after. I'm leaving it up, so you can listen to this after if you like. Personally, it's not very good. I don't know if it's worth listening to. But I'm new at this, and I'm proud to say I'm new at it. And if you see this beach ball, screw you, buddy. I'm never gonna stop. I'm gonna keep on you till the day you die. And maybe you could speed it up a little bit for us. Do your family a favor. Do the world a favor. Just go away. You're a walrus. You're a short little no-neck walrus piece of shit. Beach ball. And we hate you. And there's lots of us. But anyway, people, I want to say good night to you all that popped in. A big shout out to Shorty, who has popped on again. A good friend of mine, I believe now. Shorty and I have a lot in common. Mr. Loudmouth Ballin, I hope to see you on tomorrow night. And for the third and fourth person that was on for a while, I hope you enjoyed it. It will get better with time as I get used to doing this. So I bid you adieu. Beach ball, kiss my ass. And with that, I leave you with a fond adieu. Good night.